On to South India. I begin with a quote. Free is perhaps the most expensive word in public policy. That warning from India's chief economic advisor just earlier this week in Chennai, once again bringing India's long-running debate over welfare and freebies in the spotlight. Let's break this down. Just a day after that remark, the Tamil Nadu government on Wednesday presented its budget, announcing a series of welfare measures. What are they? They include schemes under which eligible brides will receive an 8-gram gold coin and a silk sari. Another scheme caters to the TVK government's bold promise of a 1-gram gold ring for every newborn delivered in government hospitals. The overall budget has immediately triggered a political war of words and a lot of reactions. The DMK dismissed it as a recycled version of earlier DMK model schemes rather than a transformative budget. Listen to this.
There is no scheme in this budget to fulfill the promises made during the election campaign. We should thank the finance minister for acknowledging that Tamil Nadu ranks number 1 in many sectors. However, this government has merely pasted the name Vetri, which is also the name of their party, onto existing schemes.
The AIADMK also accused the TVK government of simply renaming existing programs while failing to actually deliver on several election promises. But then beyond this political sparring, there is a much bigger question. Where does welfare end and freebies begin? Tamil Nadu has long been at the center of this massive debate, and for decades, governments across party lines have promised and distributed just about everything from televisions, mixers, grinders, refrigerators, to even cash assistance, gold, other benefits, arguing basically that such schemes improve the lives of people. Over time, these promises, according to experts, have become a defining feature of the state's electoral landscape and increasingly of elections across India, according to them. But the political reality, according to them, is that once a freebie becomes an established welfare measure, no government can easily withdraw it. Because experts say any attempt to roll back such benefits carries a significant electoral cost, leaving successive governments with little choice but to continue or expand them. That debate has become more pertinent because of Tamil Nadu's finances. Earlier this year, Vijay's government released a white paper stating that the state's debt had doubled between 2020 and 2025 to nearly 10 lakh crore rupees. At the same time, revenue growth has weakened. The state's own tax revenue has declined, and Tamil Nadu now carries one of the country's highest revenue deficits, limiting room for fresh investment. So that's the implication here. The Supreme Court and the Election Commission, remember, have also pressed political parties to explain how they will finance manifesto promises without placing the burden on public finances. Just earlier this year, the Supreme Court said freebies culture is hampering India's economic development. And as Tamil Nadu unveiled another welfare-heavy budget, the larger national question also remains unresolved. How should governments balance social welfare and freebies with fiscal responsibility? On to a gravitas special report. Around the world, thousands of lives have been ruined after being robbed of their hard-earned money by scam compounds. In 2025, for example, scammers defrauded people in the Asia-Pacific region of a staggering $88 billion. Now, this menace is creeping into Sri Lanka as well, with Colombo emerging as a gateway, it seems, for Chinese mafia. While cyber compounds are usually associated only with countries like Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, the global Chinese syndicate as such is reportedly trying to expand its operations into Sri Lanka. The gravity of this threat cannot be understated, As per reports, senior police officials have already warned the country's top leadership that Chinese organized crime groups could become a major national security threat if decisive action is not taken immediately. But then what was the trigger for this alarm in the first place? On the 23rd of July, a Chinese national named Hao Pan was found dead under mysterious circumstances. This was in Sri Lanka. And when the probe intensified, investigators found that the deceased person was himself a part of an international Chinese cyber crime syndicate, reportedly. He reportedly wanted to set up cyber crime operations in Sri Lanka. And what added to this intrigue is that he arrived in Sri Lanka 6 months ago, along with his Chinese chef and driver and physiotherapist, each of whom reportedly received a monthly salary of $3,000 each. His Vietnamese girlfriend and her pet dog reportedly also accompanied him. Reports say he escaped from Cambodia after refusing to share cyber crime profits with the Chinese mafia, allegedly. However, he had to pay a heavy price for this. Members of the Chinese mafia reportedly entered the country only to hunt him down, even as he kept changing his address. On the 22nd of July, Hao was kidnapped in Colombo Port City and taken to a remote location. He was repeatedly assaulted by kidnappers allegedly armed with weapons who were trying to access millions of dollars allegedly parked in his Cambodian bank account. Investigators also found that the kidnappers avoided using mobile phones and relied entirely on walkie-talkies to try and avoid detection by the police, reportedly. In an important breakthrough, a police officer photographed 2 members of the kidnapping team after getting suspicious about their behavior. And after House staff members identified them, their photographs were sent to airport authorities in Colombo. Subsequently, 2 suspects were nabbed as the airport's facial recognition system identified them while trying to flee to Singapore via an Air India flight, reportedly. Overall, 8 Chinese channels are suspected to be linked to this kidnapping and murder, allegedly, while 3 have escaped abroad. 3 others are still believed to be hiding in Sri Lanka, according to reports. Sri Lanka sought the assistance of the Chinese embassy in extraditing the 3 suspects who fled overseas. Based on the interrogation of the suspects, the Sri Lankan police uncovered how many Chinese cyber criminals have been using the special economic zone of Colombo Port City as the focal point of their operations. Let's break this down further. According to the police, the criminals first register shell companies within Colombo Port City. While these firms exist only on paper, they enable criminals to obtain visas by falsely presenting themselves as company directors or skilled employees. And this is usually followed by these firms seeking permission to conduct business throughout Sri Lanka. And this practically allows them to establish cybercrime centers in rented buildings and hotels with limited regulatory oversight. The scale of this menace will shock you. As per reports, the police have arrested nearly 1,000 foreign nationals, including citizens of China, Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam, over the last few months after raiding 10 cybercrime locations. That's the magnitude of what we are talking about. Sri Lankan authorities have also flagged the economic damage caused to the country because of the growing impact of the large-scale smuggling operations of Chinese cigarettes, mobile phones, and other items. Amid all of this, calls are growing for more effective action against the mafia to ensure relief for those trapped in cybercrime centers and for millions of the vulnerable people around the world. Let's also put the spotlight on a big question hanging in the air, the answer to which will determine a lot. Donald Trump hinted the next 48 hours will be crucial to determine the fate of a deal with Iran. With Iran and Oman now in the final stages of preparing a joint announcement on the Hormuz Agreement, reportedly, will it imply a thaw in the West Asia tensions or not? That's the big question. Also, a quick look at 3 major events expected over the next 24 hours. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and the Army Chief Asim Munir set to visit Saudi Arabia on Thursday. The trip coming at a time when West Asia is witnessing a flurry of diplomatic activity, with the US and Iran at loggerheads. Two countries in different parts of the world, Jamaica and Bolivia, will celebrate their respective Independence Day on the same day, that's the 6th of August. Jamaica gained freedom from British colonial rule in 1962, while Bolivia gained independence in 1825, ending Spanish colonial rule. Lebanon and Israel will conclude their latest round of talks facilitated by the US in Rome on Thursday. While both countries agreed to a ceasefire, Israel has continued its strikes inside Lebanon. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.